Hey folks, got a chance to catch up on The Menu. It's now streaming on Disney Plus. I caught it the last night. I missed this at the cinema and I didn't know much about the movie, so I was happy going into this kind of blind. I may have seen one trailer back a couple of months ago, but I didn't know much about the movie. The movie is set on a mysterious island, and the restaurant is called The Hawthorn, and chef Julian Slowik is the master chef, the proprietor of this restaurant, and he is a Michelin star super chef, preparing dishes for the rich and famous. And he invites 11 guests to this culinary delight of an evening, and they're all invited there for a specific reason. I won't spoil the movie for you, but they're all there for a reason, and as the movie progresses we find out what reason it is. The film starts with our characters Tyler and Margot, played by Nicholas Hoult. I remember him in the movie This Boy's Life with Hugh Grant. He was young in that. And of course he played Beast in the X-Men prequels. And Anya Taylor-Joy, who was always a joy to watch, no pun intended. She was great in Last Night in Soho and The Queen's Gambit. Check them out. The movie starts with the two of them, and he has an invitation to this banquet. And we see the other guests boarding the ship. Among them are John Leguizamo. I haven't seen him in years. Nice to see him again. He was, I remember the last time I think I saw him was in Super Mario Brothers back in the day. And Janet McTeer, she plays a food critic, and a vicious food critic indeed. She's very good in that. I remember her playing the lawyer in Ozark. She was brilliant in that as well. We are greeted by our host on the island, Hong Chau, and she is very eccentric as well, and she shows us around some of the island before we get to the restaurant, showing us how the dishes are prepared. And the meats are prepared, and from the sea and from the field, from the slaughter to the table, and showing us where all the chefs in the restaurant sleep. It's kind of an army barracks type of affair, with the precision, everything in its place, and you can see why Chef Slowik runs a strict regime in the restaurant and also in the living quarters. When we get to the restaurant, we see all the chefs preparing the food for the evening, and it's all in open view. It's an open plan kitchen with all the tables and the kitchen next door to it, and all the chefs working hard behind there under the strict supervision of Chef Julian Slowik. His motivations, I won't get into it. I won't spoil it for you. But as I said, all these guests are there for a reason. We have our two characters. But Margot isn't supposed to be there. That's the only thing I will tell you. She was not meant to be there, and this throws a bit of a spanner in the works for Chef Slowik. He is thrown off guard when he sees her, because she was not on the guest list in the first place. And we find out more about her character as the movie goes on, and indeed about the other characters. As I said, we have Janet McTeer there as a critic, and we have three kind of stockbrokers who are not very nice characters indeed, and we have an all married couple there as well, and we have John Leguizamo's character, who's a faded actor who was big back in the day but now is struggling. He's there with his assistant as well, and the reason why he's there comes across. It's quite funny why he's there indeed, and Chef Slowik tells us all about the reasoning behind that. I felt that this movie was kind of Tales of the Unexpected. If you remember that TV show back in the 80s, or maybe the 70s there was some great stories in that TV show, kind of out there stories, and this would sit well in an episode of Tales of the Unexpected. I did find it very, very entertaining. I did indeed, and I thought it was shot beautifully. There's some lovely scenes here. The cinematography is very good, from shots from the island, the different parts. And also when the chef is putting the chefs are putting the dishes together and laying them out on the table. The shots are fantastic and it looks well. We are greeted to our first course by Chef Slowik, and he tells us through the course of the evening you're going to eat fat, salt, sugar, protein, bacteria, fungi, and various plants and animals, and at times even ecosystems. And he tells his guests not to eat. Please don't eat. I beg of you, he says, I want you to taste every dish. He is really trying to get his message across here that nature is the most important thing in the world here, and where we get our produce from. And we are just mere minuscule beings on the planet, and nature is all that counts. He's really eccentric, We get a few shock moments here as well. As I said, I'm not going to spoil the film for you, but it is quite entertaining. I did enjoy it, and the performances by Anya Taylor-Joy and Nicholas Hoult, although I felt his character was a bit underwritten. His motives here were very vague to me. And what happens to him in it, it didn't make real sense to me. But again, I did enjoy the movie, and I thought the characters were very, very good indeed. All the characters here, all the guests play their parts very well, as do the chefs. And they're all in on Chef Slowik's plan for the evening. As I said, it's very eccentric indeed, and very tales of the unexpected like. As for out of 5 stars, I would give it 3.5. I really enjoyed it. As I said, it's entertaining. I wasn't bored at any point in the movie. I was entertained, and the performances and the direction and the editing I enjoyed as well, quite good indeed. So if you've seen the menu, please comment below. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'd like to hear your comments. And as I said, 3.5 out of 5 for me for the menu. So that's my review. Please slap a like on the video, and please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel. So until the next time, take care, and we'll talk soon.